It is so bizarre to me that some of the most popular ways of doing real estate also happen to be the worst. Stay tuned and let me share with you exactly what that looks like, how you can avoid those pitfalls, and then what my preferred favorite strategy is that trumps those hands down. You know, I'm such an optimist, and yet right here I am. I'm going to stand before you. I'm going to tell you, we're going to talk about the worst way to do real estate. It's important to get that occasional cautionary tale, right? You know what I mean? Like, I've actually seen so many nightmares. I've actually been a part of a few myself. There's so much that you can learn about. Don't do it that way. So what I want to do in this video today is I want to actually share with you some of the specifics of what I do to make sure I'm doing real estate right. That's the bonus I got for the end of this video. But first, what are people doing wrong in real estate? I'm going to share with you right now. Number one, they get lost in learning. Now this is going to sound like an oxymoron. It's like, but Kris, isn't learning good? Yes, unless you're getting paralysis analysis. If all you're doing is staying in the classroom, then guess what? You're never getting hands-on, you're never making it happen. So learning can actually lead to a cycle that you never actually get out of. The next thing is that people can actually put in enormous amounts of time, not just putting in the learning and applying your brain, but you can put in a lot of time actually trying to get out there and do deals and make them happen. I'm just telling you right now, if you're on your own, most people are going to struggle with that. If you don't have a mentor or system or can tap into details, dude, everyone succeeding in real estate has a network. Everyone succeeding in real estate has mentors. Everyone succeeding in real estate, they're using more than just what they know themselves, right? The rare exception, even I, when I got started, I gave myself a huge unfair advantage. I had 3 mentors that made over $10 million. I was having them line out the whole deal for me. So time is another thing. And then here's the worst one of all, discouragement. Here's the deal. We're kind of set. You put in 100 hours, you finally find a deal, you think it's good, you get into it, and either the negotiation goes wrong, you say the wrong thing, you made the wrong offer, and they say no. And then guess what happens? And we shut down, and then it's game over. Some of us can recover and try a second or a third time, but dude, most of us are just not bred in society's training in our homes that we're raised in. Bottom line is we just have too many limiting beliefs that actually keep us from doing this. Now, if you do get to the point where you're doing real estate, here's the worst part of all. You put in the learning, you put in the time, maybe you got past the discouragement and you finally got a deal. You're probably doing one of two things. Number one, you're doing a flip, or number two, you're doing a rental. And listen, I get it. The books can make these things sound sexy. HGTV can make this stuff sound sexy. If you're watching Flip This and Flip That and Flippity Flip Flip Flip. So here's the reality of flips. The reality TV is often not actually telling you what it really looks like. You think you're gonna jump in the game, get a property at half off, you're gonna put in 30 grand, you're gonna fix it up, you're gonna put in 300 hours between you and the people working the deal, and then at the end of the day, guess what happens? You end up losing money on the deal, and you're like, dude, how could I have lost money? Most flips, you don't have the right margin. You don't have the right experience. Flipping is the most dangerous thing you can do in real estate. And by the way, I've lost money flipping and I've made money flipping. And I'm just telling you, you just need to be aware of that. So if you're gonna like just go for it and gun it, you better have mentors and experienced team members and a system so that it can really protect yourself. This is actually one of the things that gets people killed in the game of real estate right out of the gate. Why do you get there in the first place? Because you have this dream of flipping a property and like pocketing 20 or 30 grand and you think that would be the life. And I can get you there, but I'm just gonna show you a more intelligent way. Here's the second one. You become a landlord. You're like, I did it, I got a house. You didn't get it with the margins, you didn't get it with the equity, instead of doing a lease option or that intelligence system, you're just becoming a landlord. And by the way, if you're a landlord for more than 6 months, you will likely find yourself, if you're new and you're inexperienced and you're untrained, you will likely find yourself becoming what they call a don't-wanter. And a don't-wanter is someone that's just like, why did anyone ever convince me that this was fun? The toilet breaks, the people complain, they're not paying their checks on time. I don't want to like, it's totally awkward. I have to confront them and get them to like, oh, I put the wrong tenant, I put a stripper in the house, right? Like bad crap happens when you're just inexperienced in the game of real estate. So can you make crazy amounts of money? Yes, but these are the things that lead people to having such a bad experience that they never get back in the game. And it happens all the time. Let me share with you the right approach. I'm going to share with you the 6 ideas that for me are far more important than any of this stuff. These are the 6 criteria that you need to base what you're doing on. If you don't, you could get lost in learning, you could get lost in the time, you could get lost in spending money over and over again and not getting a return on it, you could get lost in a flip, or you can get lost in a rental. Instead of getting lost, I want to share with you 6 criteria for you to be aware of. You're looking for a deal that requires the least time, effort, risk, and it is the most profitable, works in up and down markets, and provides a service. You're looking for a strategy that has all 6 of these and has some kind of balance. Because a lot of people jump in the game of real estate and they're like, dude, I want to make money. So they're only focusing on profit. And as a result, you pick up a super risky deal. Then you say, well, I don't need to make a lot of money. Let's do something safer. Uh-oh. You just walked into a deal that has a lot more effort or a lot more time, or it doesn't necessarily work in up and down markets. Friends, most strategies cannot abide these. I will tell you, though, that there is a winning strategy out there. I actually have prepared a little presentation on my website if you want to actually see what it is. You've seen it and heard it in other videos. If you're a subscriber, it's called Lease Option. But I actually now have a brand new way of taking people under my wing and giving them access to me, all the training, and actually helping you crush it in the world of Lease Option. That's what I would do if you want to have the best experience out the gate. Because imagine a home where you don't have to be landlord. Imagine a home that pays you a superior cash flow. Imagine a home that gives you a big non-refundable down payment. Imagine a home that gives you maximum tax benefits. Imagine a home that years after cash flowing it gets to give you the gift of a really great big size check. All of that's possible with my special compassionate financing program. It's my favorite of all 30 real estate strategies out there. It's a hybrid of 2 of my favorites. And if you want to learn about it, then check this out. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure that you are a subscriber. You check out some of our other videos, but I also have a host of ways of actually helping you get into the game of real estate. It's not for everyone, but if you want to see if you got what it takes, then hop on over to the website, click the button over here, and we'll show you what that looks like.